What is up, you guys? Welcome back to How to Love a Battered Woman. I know that I have been missing for quite some time. I have a lot of stuff that's been going on and I need to catch you up. I have been in and out of the ER 7 times. I had a 9-day hospital stay. So obviously I need to catch you guys up on everything that's going on. But first we gotta... So I want to start this off by saying that it's very, very important that we study ourselves, learn ourselves, get to know what's going on when we are battling our chronic illnesses. Because if we don't, then these doctors are going to continuously play with us. And by play with us, I mean they're going to continuously try to do everything that they can to... what am I trying to say? Like, they're going to do everything that they can to try to prove to you that you're not sick, which is a bit confusing to me, but whatever. I have learned a few things and I want to give you guys a few tips as well, because I think it's important that you guys know this, because I think it'll be very beneficial to help you moving forward when you're dealing with chronic illnesses and when you're dealing with medical gaslighting in the medical field, because medical gaslighting happens literally 24/7. I have been gaslit more times than I can ever count on one hand. In fact, if I were paid $1 for every time I was gaslit by a medical professional, I'd be able to pay off all of my medical debt, have money to pay for my medical bills every single year for my max out of pocket. Basically, I would just be out of debt in general, actually. So before I get started with my tips and tricks, I'm just going to give you guys the background and kind of get you caught up on what I've been going through and what I've been dealing with literally the last 6 weeks. So I have a medical condition called Chiari malformation. If you guys didn't already know that, I know I have a ton of new viewers here. So I have a condition called Chiari malformation. And basically my brain was too big for my head. Alongside Chiari malformation, I also deal with hyperthyroidism, some unknown autoimmune disease that doctors have yet to figure out what's going on with me with that yet. I have ADHD, I have psoriasis, I have osteoarthritis. Those are just a few things that I have. I have a lot of things. And more recently, I have been diagnosed with idiopathic intracranial hyperthyroidism. Let's try this again. Idiopathic intracranial hypertension. Yeah, that's it. And what that means is I have spinal fluid buildup in my head. So spinal fluid goes up your spine, obviously, and it flows around the brain, and then it goes back down. But when you have a medical condition like I do, Chiari malformation, it comes with a lot of BS. Basically how they found this was back in April, I got an MRI done because I was seeing auras in my vision, and that caused me to be very confused because I was like, what is going on? Why am I seeing this? And my best friend has, she deals with migraines, so we thought I was just having, silent migraines, because that's a thing. Well, turns out that's incorrect. I have a spinal fluid buildup in my head where it's causing spinal fluid to build up near my optic nerve, and it's pressing on my optic nerve, which is why I am continuously getting a lot of different vision changes, like blurry vision, double vision. And for the last 6 weeks, I feel like I've been on an alcohol bender, and it's not a good time. Like, there are times where I literally feel like I'm so hungover, and I've decided to start drinking again, and then I get drunk very quickly and very easily because I'm hungover and haven't allowed my body the time to recover. And so because of that, then I just end up feeling like horrendous. Like, I'm pretty sure this is ruined alcohol for me. I can't tell you the next time I'll have a drink. So IIH is actually a complication to Chiari malformation. For those who have had the Chiari malformation surgery, my fiance and I have learned that that there's a chance for people to experience this complication within 3 years of their Chiari malformation surgery. And guess what year I'm on? I'm on year 2.8. This basically started in like October, November when I was getting these auras in my vision, and I was like, it was just been really, really weird, like very silent headaches. But then in January, I ended up getting a sinus infection, and so I contributed like everything that I was feeling after that to just me being new to Texas, me having allergies, and just basically dismissing my symptoms. And I was dismissing these new symptoms that I was having because I have allergies. Like, I'm allergic to everything. And so I'm brand new to Texas. I was like, allergy season's here. Allergy season is going to be the thing that's going to destroy me here because I'm new. And yeah, I was wrong. So it turns out that it wasn't sinus pressure at all. I was having a spinal fluid buildup in my head, and I get pressure like right here, and then I get headaches in the back of my head and like right behind my eyes. And so, yeah, that's put me in the hospital. We'll say 8 times. I've been in the hospital 8 times. 7 of those were ER trips. And one of that time was a 9-day hospital stay where they couldn't get any of my symptoms under control for quite some time. And then they did an MRV, which showed that I have sinus venous stenosis, which means I have narrowing of my veins in the back of my head. In my brain, that's what's causing the spinal fluid buildup, which is even more terrifying because that increases my risks of having a stroke and seizures. Yeah, I just chalked up a lot of the pressure in my head to be that like I had allergies and that I was suffering from just allergic reactions. Never in my mind, never in a million years would I have imagined or thought of like this happening to me, because this has been one of my biggest fears. Obviously, I've had brain surgery before, so one of my biggest fears is that I have to have another brain surgery or I deal with very serious complications from the first brain surgery like I am dealing with right now, which just includes just the crazy, scary risks of, again, stroking out, having a stroke, getting a blood clot in my brain, death. Like those are pretty scary realities for me right now. And the most frustrating part about this whole entire situation is that the doctors just don't seem to have any sense of urgency at all. When I was in the hospital for 9 days, I had to see a blood specialist, and he was so shocked and surprised, like it was almost insulting to me how surprised he was that I know as much about my medical situation. Like, I know what my lab results say, like I know what blood work I've had done. Like, he was really surprised that I knew that much about myself. And I was just like, why are you that surprised? Like, I have to know these things. I have to know what this says, because when I get into situations like this, like I need to be able to tell you guys what's going on, what's happening to me, and then so that we could figure out a path forward. So I was almost insulted. Like, I felt insulted that, that he was so surprised that I knew so much about my medical history. So that's why when I say to you guys, like, you guys need to know yourselves, like you study yourself, know yourself, like 100% know everything that's going on with you, so that these doctors don't have any chance to try to manipulate you, so they don't have any chance to try and gaslight you, so that they don't have a chance to try and lead you in an opposite direction, because that's what I've been experiencing. And even though I know so much about me, this is such a brand new situation that I've never dealt with before. And now I consider myself an expert because I've done a ton of research on what's going on with IIH, with the venous stenosis. Like, I've been doing so much research. I have been talking to other medical professionals who have been trying to help me out. And it's just been ridiculous. I literally drove to my primary care's office on Friday. Didn't have an appointment, nothing. Drove to their office, was bawling my eyes out in their lobby. They got me into an appointment. They knew what was going on. I had a panic attack because the doctors that they were trying to get me in with wouldn't let me go. We'll get into that in a second. And to me, it feels so inhumane that I had to go have a public panic attack at my primary care's office begging for help to save my life. That is the most inhumane thing I think I've ever dealt with, and I've been dealing with this crazy medical situation for over 10 years. I was so embarrassed and I was so ashamed that at this point, like I had been pushed to the point of neglect by medical professionals that I had to, not had to, but I was so fed up and my emotions were so high that I had a public panic attack, begging for my primary care to do anything that they could do to help me so that I don't end up in the hospital again and still don't have any answers moving forward. I was embarrassed, but they did everything that they could do. They did it. They made phone calls. They got me appointments. They spoke with other medical professionals to try and get me into places quicker. Like, they really did what they had to do. And you should never ever be pushed to that point, to that level, to get somebody to help you. But anyway, this is going to be a multi-part video situation, whatever, you guys know what I'm trying to say. So we'll be back for part 2.